Allegiance vote, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First order of business is continuation of public hearing from last month for 14 Peacock Way. Yeah, the applicant, right, and his wife. How are you today? Okay, good. All right. Last month's meeting, we left with your neighbor had a concern about the what type of drainage it was going to be. I guess you had a little bit of a drainage problem already, or something like that. Or he had for the previous owner, or something like that. He was saying, and I see a letter that you enclosed in here from Robert Hilpert. I guess he's at.
Yep, there
14
are
Peacock
immediate
Way,
neighbors
right?
just down the hill.
You're right.
Yes.
My wife Beth and I, the owners of property adjacent to the property applicant, as identified above. At the last meeting of the board regarding the application for variance to exceed permitted square footage of the footprint of the one-story building proposed, we expressed concern because the additional groundwater runoff would create onto our property. When the previous owners cut a driveway to the barn, they were then building, and they cut in such a manner that directed hillside surface waters onto our property, flooding much of our garden area to the rear of the house. The proposed building is in close proximity to that driveway and will divert more groundwater down to the property, so we were concerned. I spoke with the applicants at length, and they have developed a plan with Garrison Tree to address the additional runoff their size building would create. We are satisfied that their plan is a reasonable one and provided it is carried out properly. And being familiar with the work of Garrison Tree, I am confident it will be. We now lend our support to their application. Now, I see you got a contract here from Garrison Tree for work to be done. Phase 1, clean existing drains along the driveway, remove debris and existing underground drainage pipe. This will help the water flow to open field to penetrate into the ground. And Phase 2 is add a dry well to existing field to collect water from edge of driveway, includes labor, excavation materials, and so forth. I see you blacked out the amount here that he was going to charge you, and the contract is unsigned.
It's a proposal.
It's a proposal?
Yes.
So you don't have a contract?
We do, well, we countersigned the proposal and emailed it back to them, and that's where we are.
So
We have not scheduled the work yet.
have you signed a contract with the company is my question.
Yes, it was an e-sign.
I'm sorry?
I signed electronically. They sent us a link, and then I clicked on the link, and then that proposal appeared, and so I clicked sign, and so it has been signed.
We don't have that, though.
Okay.
All right, so that's okay. You don't have to give it to me now, but you're going to have to give it to the,
Oh, yeah.
if we approve it,
Absolutely.
give it to our
Sure,
secretary.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have I've got the electronic
All right,
copy.
because that's going to be, the building inspector would be notified
Oh,
about
sure,
that.
yeah. No, we were planning on.
The work has to be done. Not saying that you're not going to do it. I'm just trying to say I don't have a signed contract, so I don't know that it's going to be done.
Absolutely.
All right. And was there any other questions regarding this? This is what this is a, let's go over what we're talking about here. The applicant wishes to propose a 2,120 square foot detached structure, which is a garage for storage and so on and so forth. Is that what you're going to do? Okay. And it exceeds the zoning chapter 17510, which is 10,000 square feet. It was 1,000 square feet. That's why you're here for that, because it's over the 1,000 square foot. I know we went over some of it and all like that. Does any board members have any questions on it or regarding it or anything else like that? Or, like I say, the only thing I have concerned is not concerned, but that as long as the secretary gets a copy of your contract, that drainage is going to be done.
I could.
Okay, because that's going to be a big part of the building permit, if you get one. Okay. Now let's go to 5 factors. Well, the 5 factors are used for the board to determine, make some kind of determination, help them in their determination. Factor 1, will an understandable change be produced to the character of the neighborhood, or will a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? The granting of the variance will not produce an undesirable change or detriment to the neighborhood. The design of a proposed structure will mimic precisely our existing single-family home. Roof siding materials, color, and construction will be as similar as possible. Design is very similar to an existing barn on our neighbor's property. Well, you have, how many acres on your property?
Just under 9.
Just under 9 acres, something like that, so, and there is barns in the area, you know, of the LDR like that, so I agree with you there. Number 2, can the benefits sought be achieved by some method feasible to pursue other than the area variance? We do not believe so. To build multiple smaller structures would be cost prohibitive. There is no existing structure on the property that could serve our purposes. There's an extremely dilapidated and approximately 900 square foot building, I guess, that would require a complete tear down, a new foundation, new construction. It would be too expensive, too small, and highly visible to our closest neighbors. Is requested area variance substantial? No. Well, it is always substantial, okay, because it's 100% more of what is allowed. So at 100%, 100%. Okay, well, I know, 100% to me is substantial. Okay, so, but you do have almost 9 acres of property, 8.7 acres. Will the proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood? We do not believe so. The proposed building area is currently occupied by overgrown weeds, aged metal fencing, and piles of wood chips. The structure will not encroach on any protected areas or bordering properties. It will be set farther back from the main road than even our home and not visible from our neighbor's front door. A small shed, 200 to 300 square foot, already exists directly adjacent to the proposed building area. Electricity and water were previously run into the area. Existing infrastructure would be upgraded, replaced, or removed as needed. And number 5 is the alleged difficulty self-created. This is always a tricky question, because everybody answers no.
We were a little, yeah.
I know, everybody answers no, but the answer is yes.
I was a little confused.
It's yes, because, you know, it's self-created because you want to put the building up, you know, so
Sure.
nobody created it for you, you created it yourself. So, but that's a tricky question, so I'll give you that one. The house on our property does not have a basement or garage, and we do not currently have a permanent shelter for our cars and maintenance equipment. As mentioned previously, building multiple smaller structures would be cost prohibitive and take up more space on the property. Well, I agree with you on that. Any board have any questions? Anybody questions on the board? Anybody? Anybody in the audience like to speak to that? You want to come up? Just sit down. That young lady will come up here. Thank you. Just give us your name and tell us who you are and your address, please.
Yes, Friederike Merck. I am at 61 Everett's Hill Road, which is directly up onto the top of the hill from my neighbors, my new neighbors.
Okay.
I don't know if this mic is working. Can you hear me okay? It's okay? Okay. And I'm here in support of my new neighbors' efforts, but I have a concern, and I'd like to know if I could express that at this time. That has to do directly with any construction going on.
That's what it's here for. Go ahead.
Good. And also, I'd like to say that when I read the report from the last meeting, that there was a water concern, I may be part of that problem, actually, because, and I'm going to check one of my drain pipes, because it may be adding to your problem. So let's look at that together. So I might be able to help you with that. My biggest concern is about traffic. And when any construction is done, if you grant this, there's going to be a real problem on Diamond Hill Road. So Diamond Hill Road comes directly off 9, makes a short little curve. It lasts for a minute, and then it lands back on Route 9 again. But because, may I
Sure.
share some photographs? But because Mr. Hilpert's rental of the fields to people who own horses, he doesn't let them park on his property. He makes them all park out on the road. So there is, this is, yes, but it impacts
Right.
what's going to be their work.
Correct.
May I?
Sure.
So there are always a huge amount of, a large number of cars. I shouldn't say always exactly, but there are a large number of cars that are on Diamond Hill Road.
Yeah, you have to, God, you have to do it from, that's okay, we're good. Okay, that's good, good enough. Okay, everybody's got a couple, okay.
There were parking signs that were removed. No parking signs.
Diamond Hill?
This is Diamond Hill. There were no parking signs that were either removed or one is still standing and it's bent backwards. One of you has that picture. And I 3 years ago asked now our mutual neighbor, Mr. Hilbert, if he could invite his renters to move their vehicles off the road. And he said no, and in turn invited more renters to park on the road. And so
You're talking about the horses now?
yes.
Okay.
So all those cars they directly impact anybody, them, me, construction people, from easily going on Diamond Hill Road.
Okay.
And I really wish that this could get fixed so that when I hope they do get their construction permit and there is construction and there's a lot of back and forth, that the road will be clear.
Okay. The parking is not caused by their...
Correct, but it will impact their job.
Right.
Because the road is not, it's blocked
Right.
one way. I mean, if I'm traveling east, all the cars that are parked heading west,
Right.
what am I going to do when if a truck comes in for their building work or them back up? I mean, so it's a problem that I think is connected with any activity on the road.
All right.
Anybody living there.
Have you spoken to the police department?
I have.
What'd they say?
And they said when the highway department puts no parking signs up, we will issue tickets. That was a year ago, and I asked if there could be temporary parking signs put up, but that never happened. So it's now, the ball is in the highway department's court, and yeah, but I wanted to bring it to your attention.
No, I understand your concern. and
Thank you.
I can see what you're talking about, but like I say, it's not their fault.
Correct.
The applicant's fault.
It will
okay?
impact
You do
their
have a
job.
problem there. I can see what with your concern with the traffic.
Yeah, thank you.
My advice to you would be to go to a town board meeting. Okay? Ask to be put on the agenda of a town board meeting.
Okay.
The next town board meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Call the secretary of the town board, and ask to put an agenda, explain the problem.
Good.
And they would be the ones to be able to instruct the highway department to put the parking signs up if that's what they want.
Back up.
We don't
Okay.
have that power.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much. I
I'm just trying
appreciate
to
your
help you.
time.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, take your pictures, you can take them to them. Okay, so this is what you have them for them, okay? And just ask me to put it on the agenda and explain your problem. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Oh, yes. Oh, there's a, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't see you were here. I thought you were in Ireland. Okay. She's with the town board.
But I'm actually speaking on behalf of a public member, not necessarily the town board.
Okay.
So you referenced the parking in front of the Hilbert's property, and I actually go over there because we're friendly with them and my children play, and there's actually a quite large area where those cars are able to park. They're not directly on Diamond Hill Road. There's a little bit of an area where they can pull off. So trucks and cars, there is a right-of-way to pass back and forth. So just from the public's point of view, being a part of that there,
Right.
yes, they can. There's that area where they can pull off. So, right. So just to
Right.
note that there is an area for them to
Okay.
pull off.
Well, I guess what she's trying to say is the only thing she feels if the highway department put up parking signs, and we don't have that authority, but the town board does. Go to the town board meeting and see if they can help you. Thank you. Okay. At this point, I'm going to make a motion to close the, no, is there anybody else who'd like to speak on this? Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to ask for a vote. Mrs. Stone?
I'm for it if it becomes a condition of the application about the drainage.
The drainage.
Yeah, that it's written actually in the application. I mean,
In the building? I'll ask the attorney, what would be the best way to handle
Yeah,
it?
they presented a drainage plan, and as a condition of approval, they need to carry out the drainage plan. We'll put that in the resolution.
In the resolution,
Yeah.
okay. And the secretary informed the building inspector of that, okay? So we had, this way, your permit would never be, you're never going to CO unless the drainage is done. Okay, just want to ensure. All right. So you're a yes, and we'll put that in contingency? Mr. Stone?
I'm for it.
Okay.
I'm for it.
Yes?
I vote to approve.
Yes?
And I approve.
And I approve. Okay, so you're all set. You got a contingency. Go up here. Just for a second. I'll give you a form. If I could find it. I know I had it. Secretary just gave it to me. I gotta find it. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. You can take this to the building inspector and get your permit, okay? But I put in there about the, and I will have the secretary informed, so he'll know that. Shut the shot, okay? Okay, you're all set. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, you know, I didn't do it, I didn't approve the minutes. I'll make a motion. Oh, does anybody have any changes to the last month's minutes? Anybody? Any corrections or anything for last month? Anybody have changed, corrections? I'll make a motion that the minutes for February 13th meeting be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that takes care of that issue.
Just wondering how you got started so fast.
All right, that's going to go to her. All right, next order of business is public hearing for 19 Garrison Landing, Garrison, New York. Okay. This is for a, we're here because you've been denied a building permit because, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay. Building permit for a, you're looking for a 10 by 24-foot deck, and the applicant provides your zero lot line on the north side setback where 10 feet is required.
That's correct.
That correct? Okay. Now, I see you have an authorization letter here for a Hudson Design? Who's from Hudson Design? You? You want to introduce yourself, please?
Washington Molina.
What's your name?
Washington Molina.
Okay. We discussed this a little bit at the last meeting, and so on and so forth. And tell us why you need a zero lot line, why it has to go up against the property.
The existing house is on the existing lot line as well. And we're trying to make the deck symmetrical and similar to the neighboring houses as well.
Okay. And I guess it's a small lot, from what I imagine here. The lot size doesn't appear that big.
It's about nine, I believe,
Right.
like 9
This is across from the train station building where the Depot Theater is, right?
Yes.
Okay. I see I got two letters here in regards to this. First one is from Garrison's Landing Association. The Garrison Landing Association Incorporated owns the land contiguous to the parcel in which number 19 Garrison Landing stands. Our properties include both the Riverside Gazebo to the northwest of number 19 and the Old Stone Railroad Station, new home to the Philipstown Depot Theater. Across the street to the east, as well as lands to the north and south of the parcel. I am familiar with the planned renovation of number 19, including particularly the proposed addition of a deck on the west river side of that building. The Landing Association believes the adding that deck to number 19 will not adversely affect in any way our property or those who visit the land we own and maintain. Therefore, I wish to inform the board and the association has no objection to adding the deck as planned. This is from Peter Hoffman, President of the Garrison's Landing Association. And the second letter is from the Garrison Yacht Club. A letter of support and confirm that as direct neighbors of number 19 Garrison's Landing, that the Garrison Yacht Club provides their full support in favor of the new rear deck of this building. I reviewed the architectural drawings done by Hudson Design and feel a renovation of this building will be an added benefit to the Garrison Landing. Neither the renovation nor the deck have any negative effects on the yacht club nor the surrounding neighbors. In closing, this letter is to confirm to the board the Garrison Yacht Club has no objection to the above project nor the added rear deck. It's from Edward Prusser, P-R-E-U-S-S-O, as Vice Commodore of the Garrison Yacht Club. Okay. Is there anybody in here who would like to speak to this? No. Okay. Is there any questions so far on the board about anything on it? No. Okay. Let's go over the 5 factors. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood? No, the deck will be in kind to the neighborhood's houses as shown in the attached photographs of 4 other buildings alongside the west side of the road. See also the attached letters from Garrison's Landing Association. Can the benefits sought be achieved by some method feasible to pursue other than the area variance? No, in order to comply with the setback requirement, the deck would have to be reduced significantly. That would result in it not being in kind with the decks of the nearby buildings. It would largely destroy its attractiveness and usefulness. The proposed deck is subject to the decks of the other houses on the street. See the photographs and extent evaluation provided. Is request variance substantial? Yes. Oh, an honest answer. Yes, it is. Okay. However, footnote, 11 of the dimensional tables allow the side yard setback to be 0 for 0 lot line buildings, such as number 19, was built over 100 years ago. Will proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical and environmental conditions of the neighborhood? No, the structure is open and elevated from the ground and will not affect the physical and environmental condition. Is the alleged difficulty self-created? The consideration shall be relevant with the decision of the Board's Appeals. No, the residential structure is a pre-existing, non-conforming, and located on the 0 lot line. The proposed north end of the deck will also be on the 0 lot line. Okay, is there any questions? Anybody have any questions, or board members, somebody in the audience? I make a motion that this public hearing be closed.
Second.
All in favor? I'll take a roll call vote on this again. Mr. Sestone?
I vote in favor.
Mr. Lim?
I'll vote in favor.
I vote to approve.
I vote in favor.
I vote in favor. Okay, we're all set. And let me give you a, hold on a second. Let's see. Can I have this? Oh, yes, I do. I have it right here. Okay. Okay, but this is authorization to take it to the building inspector that the variance has been approved and you'll be able to get your building permit. Okay? Thank you, gentlemen. You're all set. All right, next order of business is, let's see. New application for Kenneth McGovern, 518 Sprout Brook Road. One second, let me just put this away here, and I'll be right with you. Okay. Now, the applicant here is because proposes a 945 square foot garage addition with office storage space above and 145 square foot breezeway connection totaling 1,089 square feet, requiring a side yard variance where 30 feet is required and 11 foot 1 inch is proposed, and a rear yard setback of 0 where 50 foot is required. I looked at the thing. I guess the 0 lot line is because your property, half your property is in Philipstown, and the other half is in Putnam Valley.
That's correct.
Is that correct? Well, could you identify yourself? I'm sorry. You, miss?
Helene Zico.
Okay, so you're the Architect?
We're with Hudson Design.
Okay, from Hudson Design. Okay, yeah, I have the authorization letter for you to speak. Okay, why don't you just tell us a little bit about it, or either one of you?
So the owner is requesting to build a garage connected to his house for 2 vehicles and some storage. The issue is really the lot. It's bisected by a municipal line, which gives us the 0 lot line in the rear, and the side lot line is just because the property is narrow near the driveway.
Right. I'm looking at it, I could see where the proposed building is going, and the new lot line. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I guess a portion of it is going to be built in Putnam Valley, correct?
Yes, we've also begun the same board meetings with them.
Have you begun over there? All right.
We were actually denied last week from them, so we haven't yet been to their hearing yet for it.
We just received the denial letter on March 8th.
Okay, a denial from the building department.
Correct.
Okay, so you have to go before the zoning board?
We haven't yet.
Not yet.
You haven't yet, but you will have to.
Yes, we will.
Okay, because you understand we can't give you permission to build on some of the town's property.
Yes.
We understand that.
So you're going to have to get not only from us, but from them also.
We
Okay,
understand.
and of course, if this is approved, that would be a contingency. That it would be no building permit or until the other approval from the other,
Both towns
from
agree upon.
both towns. You understand that? Okay. All right, everything is here and all like that, so, yeah, I see everything in the package. I don't see any questions. I mean, until, we have a public hearing. So, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that the package is complete. So, all in favor? Aye. All right, so that means we have all the information we need, okay? Now, the next meeting is April 10th, right? April 10th at same time, same place here. And what happens is the neighbors are notified, and they'll be able to come to town, look at your plans, or they'll come to hearing if they have any concerns or anything else like that. And by next month's meeting, I want to see some kind of paperwork from the zoning board of Putnam Valley, that you applied or something. Okay, you understand? Because they're going to want to see the same thing, okay? Because it's going to have to be a mutual thing, okay? Because we say no, they say yes, you got nothing. They say no, we say yes, you got nothing. So both have to say yes, is what I'm trying to say. So, but by next meeting, you can get any copy of any paperwork to our secretary, like, a week before the meeting or something like that. And this way, we'll have it to review. So at least we know that you're in the process of doing that also. Okay? Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you on the 10th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Okay, next one is, let's see, 16 Stephanie Lane, Cold Spring.
Good evening.
Hi, and I got an authorization letter here, I guess it's from Chris Miranda.
Minority?
Minardi?
Yep.
Is that you?
That's me.
Okay, because you're the excavator, or you you going to do the building?
Contractor? Yeah.
You're the contractor? Okay. The reason you're here is because you denied a permit because the applicant proposes a 2,400 square foot garage in compliance with setbacks on a 2.58 acre lot. The application proposes a 40 by 60 footprint within section which limits 1,000 square feet. I know it's a small lot, but I looked at it, I guess you're surrounded by commercial buildings on both sides?
Correct.
Is right? And I have the letters from, I guess, both owners, from both sides. Yeah, that
There's 3 of them, yes.
yeah, they're in play, but not like that, so I just want to make sure we have everything here. Could you tell us why you need it? I guess, look, you need it for your motor home, I guess, is that what I'm looking at?
Motorhome, so we can work on our own vehicles.
Right.
Put a lift, some storage. We have four-wheelers, motorcycles, so.
Right. Is your property commercial or residential?
Residential.
Residential,
It
but you
used
have-
to be.
Used to be
Used to
commercial.
be commercial, but when they did the zoning change, our part became residential, and then you have Stanko's and ESP, which is commercial.
Right, so you're in the middle of,
Yeah, we're in the middle.
You're in the middle of nowhere's land. Okay. All right, I think I got everything here. So anybody have any questions on this application? No. Okay, make a motion, the application is complete. All right, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so you'll be set up for a public hearing April 10th. That's a month from now on Monday, same time, 7:30. And I could say same thing, your owners be notified, but you pretty much know already. But whoever else will be notified, and if anyone wants to come and ask questions, they're more than welcome to. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
See you then. Okay, next victim. Let's see. 21 Quail Run.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi, my name is
You're from-
Karen Quiana. I'm from LQ Design.
Okay, and I think I have a, yep, I got an authorization letter from you. Okay, you are the architect, or?
Yes, I'm the design.
Tell us a little bit what you're trying to do here.
There's a pre-existing pool, and they'd like to add a pool pavilion. So due to the constraints of the site, we don't comply with the side yard setback because of where the pool is existing, the sloping nature of the site to the west of the pool. There's ledge rock, and there's existing wells. So there were a lot of things we had to work around in order to site the pool pavilion.
I see you got in your site plan an existing pool, and you got an existing stone patio that's attached to the pool.
Correct.
So I guess what is the purpose of this proposed pool pavilion, I guess, then?
It's a shade,
Shade?
shade,
Is there
and
going to be a structure on this?
the pavilion is a structure.
The pavilion is a structure,
Yeah.
okay? Now, how big is the structure?
It's 560 square feet.
I'm sorry?
560 square feet.
So what I'm looking at on your floor plan is the structure, correct?
Correct.
With a roof?
Yes. There's a section.
Okay. So the whole thing is a building?
Yes. Only a part of it extends into the required setback area. 123 square feet of the structure does not comply with the setbacks.
What's inside the building? What's going to be inside what is the purpose of the building?
It's a pool house for outdoor dining and lounging at the pool with shade and screens, so
Okay.
they can enjoy the view in shade and bad weather.
All right. Well, okay. So it's more of a building.
Well, it's like a pool house, right? Basically.
A pool house, would it be?
Oh, yeah, that's what
Is that, what is,
It's unheated, it's not a habitable structure, it's unheated, it's, a three-season structure.
right. I'm just looking at your floor plan, it's different, you separate, then you're on page 2 of the floor plan, then page 3 you have you do have the structure on the side, the roof lines and all like that. How big is the building itself, I guess? Give me length and width.
It is 17 feet wide by 30 feet long.
30 feet long by 17 feet wide. A nice dining area, that's for sure. Okay. I see everything else pretty much is here. All right. Any questions from anybody on the board on this? No? Okay. Make a motion that the application be accepted.
Second.
For a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll set this down again for April 10th, public hearing. And notice it'll go out to surrounding neighbors and all like that, and they'll be able to come and have any questions or come to the town and look at the plans.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
All right, good night now. Any other business? New business, old business, any business, no business? All right. Now, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? Okay. That's it. We're done. Done deal.